Hi, I'm Kenny Klaus, and this is State 48 Homeowner.
Hi, my friend, and welcome back to the State 48 Homeowner Podcast. And today, I'm here with my friend Dave Burns from Burns Pest Elimination. How you doing, Dave?
Scott, I'm doing awesome. How are you?
Excellent, and welcome back.
Hey, thanks.
You've been on the podcast before.
Yep.
And you know everything there is to know about bugs.
Well, what I don't know, I'll find out for you.
So you are a specialist in bugs in the Southwest.
Yes, absolutely. We are in Arizona, Nevada, and we service part of Eastern California.
And you've been doing this since 1983?
1983, 41 years.
And you've met a lot of bugs in that time?
A lot. A lot. Yeah, absolutely.
So what kind of bugs and pests do we see in Arizona?
Gosh, we have a lot of really common pests that people see. Ants, crickets, spiders, scorpions. Mm-hmm. Those are like the hot ones. And now we're seeing, because of some climatic changes and the way our cities change, now we're seeing rodents as a major problem. Rats, roof rats in particular.
Yes.
We're seeing a lot of
the roof rats really love the citrus.
Absolutely.
And so I correct me if I'm wrong, but we see a big correlation. If you don't have citrus trees, a lot of times you're not going to have the roof rats. Am I right?
We used to think that.
Okay.
Anymore, roof rats are everywhere.
Okay.
We have them. We have them from Buckeye to Santan, from Casa Grande to Flagstaff.
Okay.
They're everywhere in between. So the thing about the rats is they're very adaptive. So now it really doesn't matter if you have fruit trees or not. You're going to probably run across a rat situation in your lifetime as a homeowner.
At some point.
Yep.
And what are the signs of roof rats?
Well, a lot of times we have people, they'll hear something. They'll hear a noise. They'll be laying in bed at night and they'll hear something, scurrying in the attic. That's one sign. Seeing the droppings or the nests of rats being developed into a yard or an area. Sometimes if we look, we'll find gnaw marks or chew holes into our home, and around it, it'll look like something, just kind of dug a hole. And around it will be a brownish, dirty look.
Yeah,
that's where the rodents ain't going in and out of it.
The Klaus team is different. With the Klaus team, you have someone on your side. Where you live and make memories is important. We have more unique strategies than anyone else to help you accomplish what matters most to you. We can help you with traditional real estate as well as other options such as our lease purchase programs. We can help you buy first then sell, and we can bring you instant offers. We're here to help our neighbors achieve the American dream and help them build wealth through home ownership. For more info or to start your home search, visit us online at klausteam.com. What other pests do we see?
Gosh, mosquitoes are becoming a real popular pest problem certain times of the year. When we start seeing a little moisture, our mosquito populations shoot through the roof. And with some of the new vectors that mosquitoes are carrying, they're a concern to people.
What about the toads?
Toads they're a specific area, and they're very, very seasonal. Most of the time, they're really not a problem, and there really isn't a solution that we can bring to you that's going to fix that. We do have some repellents and things that will work, but for the most part, toads, keep your dog away from them. Let them run their course, and they'll pretty much end up going away on their own.
Yeah, they're on the outliers
of
and so for me, I live, my home backs to the reservation.
Yes,
the Gila River reservation. So I know when it gets to be monsoon season, that I need to be on the lookout. Fortunately for me, my dog is not the brightest. We got the dog because my son wanted to play fetch with a dog. She's never understood toys, and so she's not going to pick up the toad. But there's been some times that I've heard a smack on the Arcadia door.
Yes.
And I look and there's the toad, or I've been outside and all of a sudden I see the motion.
Yeah.
And so then I'm not going to pick up the thing because I don't want my hand to be toxic. And so I just get a shovel and either coax it out the yard or am able to pick it up and just throw it over the wall.
You know what works really good for that, Scott? Pool nets. Net it, launch it. It'll land out there and they'll be just fine back out into the reserve.
But I think people would be surprised at how big they are.
Oh yeah, they're 2 hands full.
Yeah, they're 2 hands full, and what you'll see is they're kind of a dark greenish brown.
Yes.
They've got some pockets behind their head a little bit, and they might be in your yard all year long because they do burrow underground.
Yes.
They live underground for the majority of the year, and they will come out when it rains.
When the moisture content is just right, it's part of their reproductive cycle, and the rest of the season they're burrowed in, and you're not going to see them. So it becomes something. They're common in nature. They're here for a reason. They help with pestilence issues. They have a purpose within nature's grand scheme of life. We just kind of leave them alone and tell people, hey, this is what you need to be aware of, and if you watch that and know the timing, it really isn't a huge issue.
Yeah, and we'll only see them in July and August generally.
Yep. And it's really only certain areas. Your area down by the Gila River Res, up north in the very, very north Scottsdale, Desert Hills, Carefree area. There's a pretty big pocket up there. A few around the Fountain Hills area.
Yeah, and so just so people know, if your dog does get it in its mouth, you just get a hose, wash it out. Just let that hose run for a couple minutes in its mouth. The dog's basically on LSD there for a little bit, but
and they're usually fine. You should watch them, keep a close eye on them for the next few hours, and if something happens, immediately call your vet. If after a 2 or 3 hour period nothing happens, your dog gonna be just fine.
Yeah, funny story. So when they're mating, those toads make some pretty weird sounds.
Very loud.
Yeah, and so we had people in the neighborhood saying, I think that there's some kittens or some cats in the storm drain trapped, and it's like, no, those are the toads
doing
they
toad
have
thing.
that screeching sound of an injured cat.
Yep. Yeah, they're doing their toad thing at that point.
All right, so tell me, what spiders do I need to be worried about in Arizona?
So 95% of the spiders that we have are not poisonous. So daddy longlegs.
But I know if I see them, I probably still want to burn my house down.
Most people do. So the thing is, if we look for the spiders that are known dangerous, so the black widow, that's one of the most common. We have the brown recluse or the fiddleback spider. We see those a lot here in the valley and to our south. Those are probably the 2 most common that we find. Tarantulas are poisonous, but boy, you got to really coax a tarantula to be aggressive towards you. When they're in their mate season, that's when they start to come out and in large numbers move across the desert floor.
But are they venomous?
They are venomous, but they're very it's very tough for them to bite you. You'd literally with the fangs on that spider, you'd have to literally work your finger in there.
Okay.
You can hold them in your hand and they're not going to bite you. So we don't consider them something that would be something where you say, I got a real problem with a dangerous situation. The tarantula's probably not going to be that. it's again a part of nature, a valuable part of nature. So we usually try to leave those alone.
But if I get bit by a black widow or a brown recluse, do I need to go to the emergency
absolutely.
room?
Yeah, you need to do something. Unlike a scorpion, where you can just wait it out and you'll probably be fine. With a venomous spider bite like that, there's an immediate deterioration of the bite area. So you need to seek medical help before that becomes a bad situation, something that's going to require even more medical help. So it's better to get it early than worry about it later.
Hey everyone, this is Kenny Klaus with Klaus Team Real Estate Solutions. We know there's a lot of confusion in today's market, whether it's billboards, TV, radio, mail. Everyone's trying to get your attention. They offer one lane, where at the Klaus Team, we have over 20 different programs. We can help you navigate through to find out what's best for you. And remember, we work for you, they work for themselves. We're here to represent you and make sure you have the best experience possible.
Visit us at klausteam.com/call-us-first. Any other pests in Arizona that I should be concerned with?
Well, the scorpions, absolutely. They're a major pest in most areas of the valley now. We used to only see them in more desert areas. Now it's a problem literally just about everywhere. There's things that you should worry about. You should pay attention to, and there's processes that you can do to fix that and stop them from coming into your homes.
Yeah, it's been weird. I've had 3 homes in Arizona. The first home I never saw a scorpion. I did out walking, with the black light, but never on my property, never saw a scorpion. The second house was a 2-story, out in the yard everywhere, never saw a scorpion. Never saw one on the first floor, only saw them on the second floor. Uh-huh. Once at the top of the stairs, once in the laundry room. This house, I've never seen one outside. I've only seen one out walking on paths in the neighborhood, and that was with the black light when we were intentionally out looking for them. I had people in town. I was like, we're going to go find scorpions.
Scorpion hunting.
One, And so I have found one dead scorpion. It was on my pillow. And it was dried up, and I have no idea how it got there, probably from an air vent just blowing out. Yeah. But, just odd, and yet other people have had so many issues with scorpions.
Yeah, it's hit and miss. A lot of it is has to do with what your home was prior. Think of the community, the metropolitan area 20 years ago. We were building homes on farmland, and we had a lot of cultivation and other pesticides and things in that had limiting effects. Now we're out beyond most of the agricultural land. We're spending a lot of time developing raw desert, where we've builders have acquired it many years ago, and now we're moving out Santan and Buckeye and some of those areas. We're into native desert lands, into up against the mountains in the case of Surprise and those areas out west, the Gold Canyons in the east. So we're seeing a lot more of us invading the scorpion's natural territory.
Yeah,
and snakes are the same way. We see the same thing with snakes.
So let's talk about snakes.
Okay.
What kind of snakes should I be worried about?
Primarily rattlesnakes. That's about the only snake that you need to be cautious of in your life around your home. So it's not just you; it's you, your kids, your animals. We most of the time a rattlesnake is a problem when we stumble on it, not it coming to us. So we're out we're out getting the lawnmower out of the shed, and the snake is curled up underneath the wood floor, or we move a pot off of the patio, and boom, there's the rattlesnake.
Or we're picking up an Amazon package.
Exactly, and they're sitting behind there.
Yeah, because they're cooling.
Yep.
On the front porch.
Yeah, they're just looking for protection. They don't want to be running around, because a snake, imagine a snake, doing its snake thing across the desert. Well, every bird that flies over is now the predator to that snake. So they don't like that. They want to be curled up around something where, they've got a close eye of what might be coming to them to pose a problem.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are worried about that big old granddad rattler.
Yeah.
But it's that little baby rattler that we really need to be concerned with.
He's hiding more than the big one. So yes, it should be something that you're always aware. And if you're in an area that is close to native desert or preserves or res property, things like that, you should be a little more cautious.
Yeah.
You should be aware. Now, what do you do when you see one? Well, first of all, cell phones are really popular, so everybody has one. Watch the snake and get on the cell phone. You can, depending on the circumstances, if it's life-threatening, you can call the fire department and they will help you. If not, you can reach out to Burns, and we have people that we work with that specialize in reptiles, that they'll actually come out and pick it up and take it to another place and relocate it. We're not into killing snakes. Snakes have value. They're part of the ecosystem. They're necessary, much like bees and other things, for the ecosystem to survive properly. So most of the time we'll get it and relocate it. Non-venomous snakes. They're, most of the time, if you leave them alone, they're just going to move on.
Now, we've seen some snakes climb trees.
Occasionally. Yeah, occasionally. Yeah. We don't have a lot of species of snakes that like to be in trees. It's usually an escape mechanism. They're just trying to get away. So again, best thing to do is leave it alone. It'll move on, because it doesn't like your environment any more than you like it. It's in in your environment. It wants to be back out in the wild,
in nature,
looking for its food source. Rodents and other types of warm-blooded things that they eat.
So if people want to return their ecosystem back to human ecosystem and get rid of all these natural things, how do they get a hold of you guys?
Well, the best thing to do is call our office, or reach out to us on our website, www.burnspestelimination.com, or give us a call at 602-971-4782, and we have some great customer service reps that will build a solution-based application for you.
Well, thanks for being on the podcast with us, Dave.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's always fun.
Thanks for spending time with us this week at State 48 Homeowner, the ins and outs of owning an Arizona home. You can connect with us for more information, submit topics you'd like us to further discuss. You can see relevant videos, give us feedback, answer your real estate questions, and more at state48homeowner.com.